Hey everyone, it's a beautiful day to learn. In this lesson, we will be learning another topic which is about number usage, the three-digit numbers, a continuation of what we have learned earlier or before in the previous video, time and dates, days of the week, months of the year, and plurals of numbers. Okay, but before we start, let's answer first our question in the previous video about the number usage in one and two digit numbers. So here is the question. Identify the number of strokes. We have 5, 9, 61, and 16. Now let's reveal the answer. Okay, for 5, it's one stroke. For 9, 1. For 61, it's two strokes because you have to press first 6 and then 1. And 16, though two digits, it's one stroke because the sequence of the number or the two digits is the same as how it is in the keyboard. All right. Now we are ready to proceed with our next discussion. Number usage, the three-digit numbers. So first, let us have a review of the stenograph keyboard. Now for number one, it's the initial S together with the numeral bar. Then number two, it's initial T and the bar. Number three is initial P and the numeral bar. Number four is initial H and the numeral bar. Number five is vowel O and the numeral bar. Using your left middle finger, you press the numeral bar. For zero, vowel A, or rather, vowel O and the numeral bar. For number six, final F and the numeral bar. For number seven, final P and the numeral bar. Number eight is final L and the numeral bar. And lastly, number nine is final T and the numeral bar. Now, for the three-digit numbers from 100 through 999, for example, we have here 236 or 236. How are we going to write this one? So we have choices here. A in one stroke, 236 all together or simultaneously. B, two strokes, 2 and then 36. C, two strokes, but 23 first and then 6. And D, three strokes, 2, 3, and then 6. So which of the four is the correct way of writing 236? Which do you think? All right, let's reveal the answer. Okay, so these four answers, A, B, C, and D, are all correct, which means for the three-digit numbers, it's up to us on how we write these numbers for as long as we were able to write it correctly. So that's how we do it for digits. Now, in if you want the number be translated as words rather than numeral, we use the word outline. So for example, the digit 1, we want it to be written as a word, so we have another outline for that. That is initial W, vowel U, and final N. That's for the word one, as in spelled out ONE. Now we can see examples here on the next slide. We have 101, 120, 762, 569, 327, 593, 525, 476, 848, 150, 181, 125, 256, 933, 742. Okay, so if you want to practice writing these numbers, you can just have, you can just pause rather. You can pause my video and then start practicing. All right, we are now into our next topic or subtopic for the number usage, time and dates. Now, if you want our number or our time to appear as the 1:00, so how are we going to write it? For example, for numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 10, and 12, we just add final k. So the number and then the final k, that is already how we write the time. For example, 1 and then final k, so that is how it appears, 1 and then colon and the 20. Now for numbers found at the final side, like 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are going to use initial k. Initial k plus the number. So in the case of 6, it's initial k 6. And then what will appear will be 6 colon and then 00. So that is how we are going to write the time. In the next slide, we can see numbers or the time from 1 until 12. So that's how you're going to write the time for these numbers. So for those numbers found in initial side of the keyboard, the K used will be the final K. And for those numbers found on the right side of the keyboard, we will be utilizing initial K. Now, if you still want to practice this part, you can just pause my video and then proceed with your practice until you can do it without hesitation. Now, if we want our time to appear as the word o'clock, so the same way we write the number 1 to 5, 10, 12 plus the phi asterisk final K or the word clock, initial KL, vowel O, asterisk, final K. Okay, so I think it's easier if we use asterisk, final K. But if you want to use or to type to write the word clock, then that would be fine for as long as what will appear in your outline will be the o'clock, or what will appear in the translation will be the o'clock word. For example, how are we going to write 1 o'clock? So it's 1 and asterisk final K. So what will appear is the digit 1 and then the word O asterisk clock. So the same way with other numbers. Now here's a comparison of how we write the 6 o'clock using the clock word, like the number 6 and then initial K L vowel O asterisk final K. Now this is way longer than the other one, but if you would like to proceed and use this one, then that would be fine. How about if there's minutes? So there's hour and there's minutes. Times involving hours and minutes. First, write the hour in digits, then write initial KL asterisk N, and this will translate to colon with no spaces before or after, and then write the minutes in digits. So for example, 5:30, so it's 5, then initial KL asterisk N, and then 30. So there will be no spaces before and after the colon. We have another examples, 7:15, 12:45, and 3:55. So notice how these times are written, and you can practice until you can do it without hesitation. Now, another way of writing time is through the use of AM and PM. Now, if we are going to use AM and PM, so this is how we're going to write. For example, 8 a.m. So we write 8 and then vowel A asterisk M. Okay. How about 8:30 a.m.? So 8 and then initial KL asterisk N and then 30 and then A asterisk M. For 2 p.m., we have 2, then initial P asterisk M. For 2:15 p.m., so it's 2, initial KL asterisk N, and then 15, and initial P asterisk M. I know it's getting complicated, but with practice, you can write it without hesitation. That is why just keep on practicing because you will always reap what you sow. Now let's proceed to dates. Dates are written as spoken and or as they should be transcribed. For example, May 29, 1992. So how do we write May 29, 1992? We write first May and then 29 rather, comma, final RBGS for that, and then 19 first and then 92. Now, another way is if the date is written through digits, 5/29, 1992. So it's still May 29, 1992, but it's written as digits. So now, how we're going to write, it's 5, then slash. So that's SLRB, then another 29, and then slash SLRB, and 9 and 2. So that's how we write 5/29/92. For 1995, so as simple as 19, 9, and 5, or you may have it 4 strokes, 1995. For as long as it appears as 1995, then it doesn't matter as long as it appears on what should it be. Now, let's proceed to days of the week. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's very important that we memorize how these days of the week should be written. So it's easy for us to write when these words appear in the dictation. Now, if Saturday is too difficult a stroke, the word Saturday may be written as SARD. So, if it's difficult for us to write Saturday using initial S, a vowel A, final T, and D, we may opt to use initial S, vowel A, final R, and D. Now let's proceed to months of the year. We have here January, February, March. For March, there is an asterisk R because for without the asterisk, it's the word MAR or MAR that represents not March. Then April, and then May. For May, still we will use the asterisk, initial M, vowel A, asterisk I, because the initial M, vowel A, and final I without the asterisk is the outline for the word May, MAY. Now, June. So there are two ways in how we write June, long U or vowel U. Then we have July, August, September, October. For November, you can have it final F for the Nov, and then or asterisk final F, and then December. So again, we need to memorize and be familiar with how these months of the year should be. Let's proceed to the next slide. Plurals of numbers. These plurals are written as follows. So there are two ways in how we write the plurals of numbers. We have the apostrophe S. We also have the S. We just add S to the number. For example, we have ones with apostrophe S. So how we write? We write one and then vowel E final S. And the other one is once, one, and then final S. So notice the difference on the two. On the left and on the right side, we have ones, tens, 1920s, and 1990s is our example. So when we write the plurals using only the final S, it's easier than the apostrophe final S. But we are we don't know which is better, but these are ways in how we write the plurals of numbers. So it depends on how we are required to write the plurals of numbers. Now let's try this number exercise. We have five numbers, fives and tens, fives and tens without the apostrophe, comma, forties, comma, and fifties. Then number four, 7-year-old child, and number five, 25-year-old son. So on the right side, you can see on how these words should be written, or these sentences should be written. For example, we have number one, fives and tens with apostrophe. So the number one and then period is included, and then five, long E final S, and then and vowel A, final PBD for and then 10, and then long E final S. Okay, we also have the other one, fives and tens. So five and then final S, and then and then 10 final S. For number three, 30s, 40s, and 50s with comma. So 30 and then long E, final S, then comma, 40, long E, final S, comma, and 50, long E, final S. For the 7-year-old child, it's four, number four, period, then seven hyphen year hyphen old, and then child. Number five, 25-year-old son. So number five, period, and then 25 hyphen year hyphen old, and then son. Notice that for year old, we can also use Y and then long E final RLD. We have an exercise here, 1, 2, 3, 10 p.m. Saturday, and then Friday, June 13, April 22, 1970. Now you give me the correct strokes and we'll reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. You may pause if you still need more time, but let's try to reveal the answer now. You may also type your answers in the comment section below before you proceed. Is your answer? The answer for 10 p.m. Saturday, you have 10 and then the PM and then Saturdays, SATD. By the way, Saturday, SARD, you can use SARD for Saturday. Instead of final TD, it's final RD. Then Friday, June 13. So the brief for Friday, initial FR, vowel I, final D, then comma, then June and then 13. April, that's April, then 22, and then comma, 1970. I hope you got the correct answer. Now let's proceed. This one. You read this. I'll give you 3 seconds. You can also still pause the video and write your answer in the comment section. So we'll reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. Now this is the answer. 15 cars, 5 o'clock on August 29 and January 1, 1993. So the o'clock there is the word since it's asterisk final K. Okay, I hope you got the correct answer. Now, before we end, I'll give you an assignment, as always. Assignment. So you give me the strokes of these three sentences. Number one, mom is in her 40s. Number two, will you come home at 7:15 or 7:30? Number three, I still have many 45s I brought back in the 1950s. So I guess that would be all. Thank you so much, learners. Enjoy learning. Bye. See you.